We're moving it to Mondays.
Mondays?
Mondays.
Monday.
And Sunday. And Saturday. Oh, wait.
No. First and foremost, welcome back, Tristan! Let's give him a round of applause, guys. Give him Tristan's back.
Thanks for having me back, guys.
Well, thanks for being back. But it is time, well, on the topic of Monday, we're moving the podcast release dates to Monday so that, well, it's easier on us. Me. But
You see how selfish he is?
screw you. When you make more than a few other videos on this channel, then you get to be greedy. Wait, no, that sounds off. Whatever.
You just indicted yourself more, in fact.
Whatever. Monsters. They're creepy, they can be kooky, they can be mysterious and spooky.
Or just downright pricks.
Fair. And that's why we're going to talk about a few of them today. I have a few that I'm going to talk about. Sarah has a few she's going to talk about. Tyler's got some bigger ones that he's going to talk about. And Tristan, I don't know what you got, but something tells me you're going to talk about it.
Once I get it back up, yeah.
Alright, so, who wants to go first?
Let's let our MC go first.
Who's the MC?
You.
Oh. I'm MC Kun.
You don't want to be MC Kun.
I like Narukami, though.
You don't want to be. That's not an MC Kun, that's a player surrogate.
Well, I'll be MC then. First and foremost, Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Pennywise is good. Specifically the Bill Skarsgård Pennywise. You know, the one that's actually scary.
Yeah.
He has all the best attributes of a horror monster. He can be funny, he can be scary, he can be downright intimidating, but above all else, he's a fun monster.
Now, as fun as a monster that eats children can be,
Which, if you've seen It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2, it can be pretty fun. Hope that doesn't sound horrible, but it can be pretty fun.
it sounds horrible.
Well, we're talking about monsters that either eat, kill, or maim people, so... And these are just movie characters. It's not like Pennywise is just going to come up out of the window.
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh shit, there he is right now!
No, wait.
guys!
No, wait. That's just John Wayne Gacy.
That's worse! Yeah.
Closing the window. Alright. I threw my piece about Pennywise into it, so I pick... Tristan, what do you got?
You just don't want me to bring up the obvious.
No, not yet.
Monsters. So they have to be fictional?
No.
No, not really.
Alright, I could totally probably do like a little jab and just like, talk about the way Tom Baker treated his castmates on Doctor Who.
Enlighten us, for those of us who don't know about Tom Baker already.
Well, aside from the fact he barely bothered to ever learn anything of his scripts, and a good portion of his lines were just kind of ad-lib because he didn't think the scripts were good enough for him. The fact that he kind of treated like his castmates like crap, even when the castmates actually looked up to him as a hero, a childhood icon.
Wow. What a prick.
Oh, also, fun little fact. Before he became an actor, he divorced his wife at the time, and then he attacked and assaulted his mother-in-law with a shovel.
Wow. Okay. So that's a real monster.
Sometimes the best actors are
Jackasses.
terrible people.
And Lala Ward, the woman who played Ramona II on Doctor Who, was only married to him for 1 year before divorcing. And then in an interview, asked what her favorite monster on Doctor Who was, she probably said Tom Baker. Look this up. This stuff came from Lala Ward, Matthew Waterhouse, and a few other people who's going to testify that.
Alright, that's legitimately terrifying. So, Aichan, what monster you got? What monster do you have?
I don't have one per se. I was just thinking of like my top 5.
Well, pick one of your top 5.
Just pick. We're gonna keep going around.
Yeah,
in
we're going
circles.
around in circles. So you can pick one.
You've already mentioned
Pennywise.
one of the ties for my top 5.
Pennywise is one of your top 5s?
He's tied for 5th place with somebody else.
Who's he tied with?
He's tied with
Freddy Krueger.
he's number 2.
Was it Pinhead?
No, Pinhead's 3.
Chucky?
He's funny.
Jason Voorhees.
I do not like Jason. Actually, I think it was Chucky and Pennywise were tied for 5.
And this is classic Chucky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the new Chucky was fine, but it wasn't
It's
as...
a Black Mirror episode that they changed some of the names to make it a child play movie.
Yeah, the idea of a serial killer's spirit in a child's doll is a lot better and funnier than just an AI going.
No, it's not funnier. It's that Brad Dourif plays it funnier.
Yeah. What do you have to say about Chucky, Lane?
It's hilarious.
He is funny. Brad Dourif is a treasure.
Yeah.
That's
If
what I
they had
like.
anybody else playing Chucky, it really wouldn't work.
Well, Mark Hamill played Chucky.
That not really. He's not playing a character.
He's playing an AI.
Yeah.
Which, is that worse?
It's not as good.
Alright, we're gonna keep going around, but first, what's the inevitable?
Well, we've made it clear that we can't go one podcast without mentioning Godzilla
Or Disney,
or Disney.
or Power Rangers.
You just need to open it.
Yeah, I just need to.
So let's just get Godzilla out of the way.
You're talking about Gamera, aren't you?
No. Talking about Godzilla.
Thank you. Just a little bit on.
Well, how does Godzilla rack up in monsters?
Godzilla's the greatest monster of all. You didn't know that? He's the king of the monsters.
King of the kaiju monsters, at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't say king of the horror monsters.
It's because he's not a horror monster. There is no king of the horror monsters. And if Godzilla were in the horror, he'd be king there too.
I'm pretty sure Freddy Krueger might be the king of the horror monsters.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think the real true king of the monsters is actually more of a facet of an idea, and that's studio involvement.
That's fair.
Yeah, Disney's the greatest monster of all.
That's also fair.
Which is why we need Godzilla to be around, so he can just fucking stomp all over Disney.
Godzilla versus the Avengers, and Godzilla will win.
Yes, because he did in the comics.
Oh, Godzilla was hopping around Disney Castle like a big playground?
Yes.
When suddenly Iron Man burst from the shade and hit. No, that's not gonna work.
And it got,
Because I don't think he has plasma grenades.
it hit Godzilla with an ion grenade?
I don't think he has those either.
Well, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Captain America uses grenades.
We'll figure it out later.
Alright, back to me then. Because we already know all about Godzilla because of the previous podcasts.
Yeah, it's almost like we bring him up a lot.
What other monsters? I'm just gonna go around the obvious track and say that Dracula's a good monster.
Fair.
But
No.
which version?
Well, I haven't seen Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram Stoker?
Yeah, that's his name, right?
Bram Stoker.
Could have sworn it was Stroker.
No, Stoker. You're thinking of like a totally different Dracula. Because that just sounds like a porno name.
And Leslie Nielsen was Dracula.
That's Dracula's Dead in London.
Sounds about right.
That was a good movie, though.
It's one of the weaker Mel Brooks films.
Yeah, but still, that's not saying it's bad.
No.
I still need to find that movie. If that's a Mel Brooks film, I gotta find it.
Yeah, especially in comparison to his other classic horror spoof film. It feels very juvenile.
Yeah, I didn't see Bram Stoker's Dracula. I also didn't see Dracula Untold, but
Don't.
I want to. Get off me. I kind of saw a bit of Monster Squad, and that Dracula was somewhat entertaining as a Party City Dracula.
Yeah.
The only Dracula I can really think of right now that constantly makes me laugh is the one from Billy and Mandy.
You know the one that comes to mind that makes me enjoy the character? Hotel Transylvania.
Okay, that's the fun Dracula.
The only other role that Adam Sandler owns.
I mean, that's actually good these days?
Yeah, that's what I mean by owns.
Yeah.
Dracula in those movies is really entertaining. He can be scary and funny.
See, I prefer serious takes on the character.
Well, I've never seen any serious takes on Dracula.
The roof stretched on like an angry
In
woman.
Castlevania.
I haven't played Castlevania
You
though.
watched the first season of the show.
Yeah, but didn't seem that serious to me. He seemed like a nice guy.
He literally raised a castle to murder people.
With good reason.
Not really.
Plus, I don't remember season 1 very well. I do like Alucard, though, in Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah, he's Dracula.
Yeah, how did they not figure that out?
They did.
Towards the end.
Yeah, everybody knew that already.
Either way, Hellsing Ultimate, Crispin Freeman nailed it. Probably gonna watch that later anyway. Alright, on to you, Tristan.
Okay, monster. What's another good monster in my thing? This might actually require some thinking right here. Cause you can use basically anything from anywhere, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Yep.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Llorona.
You watched that movie?
Yeah, maybe in terms of like the actual
Screw the movie.
In terms of the actual myth, sure.
What's the actual myth?
A woman who became baneful and sorrowful after drowning her 3 kids, and then started trying to find their corpses, and then depending on which version you're reading, she either had her kids drowned by accident and she didn't know where they were or the final resting place, or she killed her kids herself, and then from there she just basically kept killing other people's kids.
Wow. Sounds like a bitch.
And it all depends on which version you're going for. Like I said, a ghostly ghoul of a woman who just outright straight up murders children, and it's not really, there's nothing actually to stop her.
I can think of one thing that might be able to stop her, though.
Don't say Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters!
Damn, I knew you were gonna say Ghostbusters.
No, Luigi.
Yeah. Did I not stutter?
Luigi's best Ghostbuster, you see, is he has a vacuum cleaner that's both proton pack and trap in one.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
Yeah. Plus he owns his own mansion.
He does now.
Oh, yeah. And
Now we
Mario.
got a hotel.
And Mario's not allowed to sleep in it.
Good.
Yeah, get out my house, Mario.
I'm gonna hold my own Luigi parties.
I would.
Let's go.
Luigi needs more love.
He does.
Because the that has a Luigi communicates with Ghost, right? He uses a Ouija board.
No comment.
Wow, Tristan. Alright, Lean, what about you? What was your number 4 choice?
Pinhead was my number 4 choice.
You said he was your number 3 choice.
Oh yeah, no, it's Candyman is my number 4 choice.
Oh yeah, Candyman. Hopefully that video is going to be posted on Halloween, but Candyman is another spiritual one.
Yeah. Such a great movie.
You'd think he would have gotten that thing disinfected.
What thing?
I mean, he's a folklore ghost, so
Doesn't mean he can't use disinfectant.
he doesn't need it.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure there's a bit of gangrene in that wound of his.
He doesn't need it. He's already dead.
Still needs to take care of himself in the afterlife.
No, not really. That's not how afterlife works.
You can still do it for the aesthetic.
Yeah. Maybe he likes to feel a bit clean.
No, he clearly doesn't. It makes it look scarier.
Then you just probably just want you to wash your hands after getting contact, having contact with them. That's the true thing right there.
Do you think that Graveyard Shift episode of SpongeBob was a parody of Candyman?
No.
It was of the Graveyard Shift?
No. It's just a nice little horror episode.
Yeah, but there's spatula on one hand.
Yeah, the hook hand villain is nothing new.
The Hatchling Slasher, thank you very much.
Yeah. Pretty sure he cooks burgers for Candyman when they're out.
Nosferatu.
I'm gonna watch that at some point.
Which one?
The original Nosferatu.
Both are really good.
I had the original on VHS.
It's gone now, isn't it?
I believe so.
No, last time I watched Nosferatu, because it's available on YouTube.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because it's a public domain film.
Yes!
And what the differences you're getting on the different videos is the music tracks that are playing with it.
Oh, okay.
The last time I watched it, I looked down in the comments and I saw a bunch of people arguing about politics in 1920s and people trying to say the Great Depression wasn't a real thing and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, all of you feel ashamed of yourselves.
Do they not know how to read a history book?
And you got dumbasses out there that won't believe the Renaissance and the Middle Ages happened.
Pretty sure there's someone out there who believes that World War II didn't happen.
Okay, there's people out there that think the world is flat. Do we need to say more?
That's the real monster right there. The advancement of technology is making people stupid, is making people dumber.
You know what I think, though? I think the Earth is a solid fart.
No.
No.
The Earth is shit.
No, I believe the Earth to be banana shaped.
No logical or scientific sense, but okay.
Apparently, you never watched Holy Grail.
Yes, he
I
has.
watched Holy Grail.
I'm the one who hasn't watched Holy Grail.
I thought you would easily appreciate that reference, though.
There's some references that you just don't make.
Nah, I believe the Earth is shaped like a bunny.
Moving on. Tyler?
The Deadites from Evil Dead?
Ooh, those I got one.
No, those aren't scary. They're just demon-possessed people who want to possess and corrupt people's souls, fuck them in hell, and spread to cause more mayhem and destruction.
Disney executives.
See, I was making a joke, but you made it sad and true.
The greatest comedy is life.
It's official. Disney executives are Deadites.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love those movies, though.
Oh,
your
soul.
I still love the laughing.
Swallow this.
I still love the laughing deer head.
The laughing deer head, man. That entire sequence made me go a little nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of supposed to.
It was great.
Yeah. And then it's just eerie when everything goes silent afterwards, but... Which do you think was scarier? Bruce Campbell's overacting or Bruce Campbell as a Deadite?
Neither.
Evil Ash.
Evil Dead 2 is not really meant to be super frightening.
I know it's not. But Evil Ash, though.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 was meant to be awesome. And succeeded.
Evil Ash, though.
I'm badass.
I'm bad Ash. You're good Ash.
Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun.
That's good.
Too bad those games sucked.
Which ones?
They did?
Yes.
Did you only play Hell to the King?
I thought Hell to the King was a good one.
No, Hell to the King sucks.
Well, the original PS1
That's Tales of the King.
What about the PS2 one?
Fistful of Boomstick or Resurrection, because both of them are pretty fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Always heard,
Resurrection especially.
Always kind of heard the opposite of that.
From who? Idiots?
Sounds about right.
Because they decided to just kind of go for regular action games with those two. Tales of the King was a terrible Resident Evil clone. Which does not fit the Evil Dead style at all.
Funny how that works. Anyway, circling back again.
Need to think of another one, but I like the Wolfman.
I just like werewolves. For some reason, of all the classic horror monster archetypes, back when I was a kid, you know, vampires, Frankenstein monster, zombies. For some reason, werewolves always scared me the most.
Really?
Was it the werewolves or the were aspect of it, like turning into some sort of?
I think that was part of it, and then just like wolves in general kind of scared me.
That actually reminds me because I remember making a comic in class, like one of those joke comics, and I took the essence of a werewolf and made it into a werecat, and I just completely neutered the damn thing. Where someone got bitten by like a werecat, and then instead of coming out and like causing destruction and whatnot, he ends up bathing himself with his tongue, drinking milk, and shedding fur all over the carpet.
I remember now they did the Barbarian.
Huh. I like the were aspect of anything. Werewolves, werecats.
Werehogs.
Werehogs. Yeah.
I just like
Sonic Unleashed.
Werefrogs, right. Werefrogs.
I just love the whole idea of lycanthropes in general.
What?
Were-badger?
Oh yeah. Were-badgers!
Sheesh.
Extremely inside joke there.
But
Were-badger will explain later. Isn't that right, Spruce Wood?
I am Spruce.
Dude, I didn't need to know that.
I am Spruce.
I don't care if you need to take a shit. We're in the middle of something.
I am Spruce, motherfucker.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I just like were anything. But werewolves are probably the ones that stand out the most. Especially in American Werewolf in London. That's a great movie.
Yeah. I'm not having a nice time here.
I just love the whole like the funniest thing that ever did anything with like the were aspect was that episode the Barbarian just referenced, because he became he was a were cow, then he was a were cat, then became a were oswich, a were lula, a were bathtub, I think.
A were bathtub.
and then at the end he became a were gym teacher. And then in order to try to defeat him, they made him bite his own tongue, so he became a were Dave, which is regular, just like a regular Dave.
Dude, find that episode for me. You need to find that episode.
Yeah, I just realized how much more horrifying the concept of being a werewolf was in American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Because not only are you forced to turn into an abomination to God every full moon,
In a painfully explicit transformation sequence.
yeah, but you're also all other times of the day you're forced to deal with the spirits of the people you've killed.
Yeah, that
who are
sucks.
continuously decaying.
Yeah.
Because they cannot move. Because they were killed by a werewolf, they cannot move on.
Unless the werewolf dies.
Yeah.
So, as you said before, I'm not having a nice time here.
Also, how hard would it be to actually get some chow mein in Soho if you were a werewolf?
Probably pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it'd be hard to get any.
You said a werewolf in London.
I think it would be pretty hard to get any kind of food if you were a werewolf. Alright. Tristan, you're up.
The entirety of the Lovecraft mythos.
Oh yeah, Lovecraftian monsters.
Yep. I'm just not sure which one is actually my favorite.
The Mist.
It will have to either be
Stephen King, but it's very much inspired by Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to be a toss-up between Yog-Sothoth, Dagon, Dagon the Seas, or maybe definitely Zalgo, because I can dig some Zalgo. You know, he who waits behind the wall, the corruption of all that's good and innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I find a little bit too much kindred spirit in that one.
That's fair.
That's fine.
Cthulhu.
Oh, please, everyone says Cthulhu.
Yeah, I know everyone says Cthulhu.
Where Cthulhu?
No. Just no.
Fine. You can be in Where Octopus.
They kind of have that. That's where the concept of deep ones come from.
Cthulhu, though.
Check that out.
Ha! Missed.
No, this will hit you.
She was aiming for my head.
Yeah. Sorry. It didn't get you. But yeah, everyone says Cthulhu.
The Kraken.
Everyone says Cthulhu, but they're only missing like some of the other grades of the older gods.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Yog-Sothoth, Dagon, Shub-Niggurath. What?
What was that last one?
Shub-Niggurath. I'm trying to see what's so funny about it.
To say it slowly.
I know, I heard.
Yeah.
I just refuse to acknowledge it.
Yeah, so do I. Really?
I mean, it is the mother of all giants.
Yeah.
You see, the thing about Lovecraft for me, from what I've been able to delve into, is that it's not so much the monsters that scare me; it's the concepts and what they can do that is terrifying.
Yeah, that's why they're the greatest monsters to ever be written.
Like, what can some of these guys do?
For the most part, it's all madness-inducing.
Oh.
And losing one's sanity, one's self of soul. There's no defeating them. The only thing you can actually do to outright defeat them is just to not let them gain power over you. The only way you can actually win is if you kill yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, they tend to be less physical monsters that will, just go after and attack you, like, say, Jason or something like that. And they're much more metaphysical, where it's all in your brain, essentially.
Wow.
Because especially the fact, like, there's especially one of them you cannot wake up. You cannot wake up the dreamer. And I'm not talking about just Cthulhu right there. I'm talking about the actual dreamer. Because according to the Lovecraft mythos, everything right now is a dream of that monster. And as soon as that monster wakes up, everything gets blinked out of existence. Because the whole concept of the mythos is, what was in darkness before God said, let there be light?
I don't know what.
Those monsters! Yeah, so row your boat, the gently got stream, merrily, merrily, merrily. Life is but a dream.
Yeah.
Boom.
Good thing those things don't exist now, though.
Well, not in the way that we think of, because when he was writing them, they were also kind of a bit of like a stand-in, if not representation of fine, I'm just gonna say it. Other racist ethnicities.
He was a very racist man.
Especially against blacks and Jews. Even though his wife was a Russian Jew. Go figure.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. And he started writing this all the stuff when he was 8 years old.
Interesting.
Wow.
All based on night terrors he used to have. Usually involving a silver key.
I feel like there's a character in Skyrim based around this guy.
Hell, in Fallout 3, there's a whole mission based on...
Hello, Stamad.
I'm not there, I never got a chance to play Skyrim that full. But
Yeah.
in Fallout 3, there's a literal Lovecraftian mission you can do on side quest.
Cool.
That involves the ghouls and the actual Necronomicon.
Interesting.
So that's pretty sweet.
Oh, in case it wasn't clear, if you find the Necronomicon, leave that book alone.
Yeah, don't read it. I mean, it's not real, but don't read it.
And that was not like you're actually able to read it anyway, because as soon as they turn, try to get into the first pages, there's your insanity right there.
Yep.
Yeah, it is instant.
And Deadites.
Well, that too. But at least one is easier to deal with.
Deadites are not easy to deal with.
They'll still
It's
try
still easier enough than losing your complete sanity.
Well, they're still gonna try and swallow your soul.
At least they're tangible.
Alright.
Sort of. Not really.
Still.
Alright. Moving on to, you said Pinhead was number 3?
Well, he's number 3, but what you were mentioning made me think of something different. And
What?
it's based off of my own personal perception. Because even though, and I'm going based off of Beowulf,
Ooh.
yeah, even though Grendel is technically portrayed as the monster, no, he is the monster himself. Beowulf is the absolute monster.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Beowulf's an asshole.
He is a complete cocky dickhead. I did a whole fucking paper on this.
Yeah. How'd you get on that, by the way?
I don't want to talk about that.
Alright, just talk about Beowulf.
But the fact that he just comes into this place out of nowhere, he's like, I'm gonna go and kill this monster because you can't do it. Specifically what he said is, you can't do it. And so they're like, yes, thank you, you can go and do this. But then this other guy comes in and challenges him. He's like, but didn't you get your ass handed to you before? And then Beowulf immediately counters with, no, that's not how the story went. And it just went downhill from there. Because he kills this supposed monster because he was labeled a monster from the beginning when he did nothing wrong.
If I may, and then the boastful one as Beowulf was boastful no more, as his bloody red head rolled around on the floor.
I don't think so.
That's how it should have ended.
Because if I remember, no, it's when he fought the dragon at the end because he got too damn cocky.
Tiamat?
He and the dragon lay both on the floor dead, staring at each other.
Oh yeah, that's right. That did happen, didn't it?
Like, the dragon looks at him and he's like, you are a worthy adversary.
Yeah.
Because they both died at the same time.
The Beowulf was just the ultimate Gary Stu character.
Dickhead. Anyway.
No, it's like when it comes to mythology, like, even the original myth itself, the Epic of Gilgamesh, yes, Gilgamesh is a cocky, arrogant prick. He does gain humbleness by the end.
Especially when
They
they
all
lost him his
didn't do
robe.
that.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're talking Face the Night Gilgamesh, in which case.
The way Fate Stay Night works is the era they pull Gilgamesh out of it's from before his journey. So he's still a cocky, arrogant dickhead.
Still doesn't learn humbleness by the end.
He's not going to.
He has some degree of honor in especially Zero. But like in other incarnations of the character in Fate lore, they use the more mellow version of him.
Will he not fight an unarmed opponent?
No, he doesn't give a shit about that.
Suck
No,
it,
if somebody's trying to attack you, I don't care if you're armed or not, die.
Alright, so you're going to talk about Gilgamesh now?
No, not really.
Alright, who's next then?
I was going to talk about another creature that was created by a very racist author.
Who?
The Thing.
Oh.
It's good.
The Thing. That's a movie I actually did watch. Thanks, John Carpenter. And I even got the actor's name right.
That's not the actor.
Well, director's name right.
Yes. One of the greatest directors ever, John Carpenter, famous for some of the best American films of the past 30 years or so.
Especially They Live.
Yeah, They Live, Halloween, The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, Big Trouble in Little China,
Still need to watch that.
Escape from New York. Great film repertoire, but The Thing especially, The Thing is actually a legitimately terrifying monster.
Because I am you, and you are me, but I'm going to eat you, so that I will be you, and you will no longer be me.
Yeah, it can more or less perfectly copy anybody, and you never know who actually is the monster.
Memories included?
That is left to our interpretation, but it's like for the most part, it's like you can accuse somebody of the thing, of being the thing, and for all you know, they could totally be. They could.
Those words.
Yeah, those words.
Yeah, those words. And the way the monster works is it's an alien creature who essentially takes over the form of whatever victim it has. Like, it could be a dog, it It could be you and Joe Schmo over here.
It could be that vending machine.
No, it can only be organic material.
Oh.
But Joe Schmo over here, this guy, it could be him, and we will have no idea it is.
Unless, of course, we burn it.
Yeah, they did the whole blood test thing in the film, which is genius and a fantastic scene.
Yeah. Quick, Lean, burn the blood.
You know, and then there's the prequel/remake they did recently where it's stupid.
There was a remake?
I mean, it's a prequel. I mean, technically the 80s film's a remake of a film that came from the 50s.
So,
But it's a much better adaptation of the story it's adapting. So,
yeah.
the author was racist.
Still a good monster, though.
Yes.
And
a great science fiction concept in general.
on that same topic, shifting from one alien to another alien, the xenomorphs. Terrifying creations.
Xenomorph claims a Disney princess now.
Yeah, it is. Those facehuggers creep me out too, because they look like a spider and a snake had a child. And it's very bony.
Well, from what I've heard, when the original Alien came out, like that monster was like the most terrifying thing anybody had ever seen or thought of.
Which I think that's one of the movies in the next couple of weeks that we're watching after Don't Breathe. Or Breathless. One of the two.
But it's like, eventually it got so overexposed that nobody's really afraid of it anymore.
Yeah, but back then, a creature that slowly creeps on you, and one of these things wraps around you and implants an egg in you that eventually busts out of your chest and slowly grows taller than you with
Not even slowly, almost immediately.
with killer instincts and acid blood.
It was essentially feels like it was genetically designed to kill things.
Not to mention the fact that if you really think about it like this, it didn't have the reason to wine and dine you. It's basically face raping you as soon as it emerges.
Yeah,
And it doesn't even offer you a cigarette at the end.
as Tristan said in the Constantine review, you can't just pump and dump.
Which is exactly what they did.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah. Completely unethical.
Pretty much. Bastards.
Yeah. Do you got an alien for us, or another actual myth and whatnot?
I'll get right down
Or
to
real.
Or real?
But piggybacking on what you said, on the one I just said about the Lovecraft mythos.
Yeah.
Remember when we go see Prometheus a couple years ago?
Nope.
We fell asleep in the movie theater.
I thought that was Alien Covenant.
Yeah, it was probably Alien Covenant.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, we fell asleep in the theater, and I forgot that I had seen that movie for that 2017 list.
Yeah, because, fun fact, before it was supposed to be, anybody want to say about that? Prometheus, because remember that was supposed to be like an Alien prequel?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fun fact, the original working on that was actually a movie script for Atop the Mountains of Madness, where it's supposed to take place in the Arctic Circle, where two explorers actually found one of the Lovecraftian elder gods frozen in the ice.
Then they got Ridley Scott to direct. And he said, I'm making it an Alien prequel. Because I'm an old senile man who doesn't understand my old movies.
Pretty much, yeah. So we could have actually had a Lovecraft monster movie in God knows how long since the last one, but no, it became an Aliens prequel.
No, the closest thing that I can think of is to something Lovecraftian was probably the first Hellboy. Remember that giant space squid thing that started coming out of the moon?
The first Hellboy?
Yeah.
It's been forever since I saw that movie, but yeah, you're not wrong there, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of the comics have a lot of Lovecraftian influence.
Especially since a lot of books got adapted into comics.
Unfortunately, the movie we got this year was more Arthurian legends. And they did it horribly.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that one mine... This is going to be a pretty odd choice, but I'm going to say Bayonet from Pokemon.
Bayonet.
Yeah, Bayonet from Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
That is the epitome of a poltergeist right there.
Oh, yeah.
Because Bayonet is actually a children's toy that's possessed by that actually gained a malevolent sentience after he got discarded like yesterday's trash.
Mm-hmm.
And so its own purpose is to find the child that abandoned to begin with and just torture the child for the rest of their lives by acting as a voodoo doll, sticking pins in itself in order to do damage to the child.
Oh, I remember. I remember reading that.
Bayonet. Use.
Curse. That is literally where it came from. Well,
Wow.
more or less.
Yeah.
I think I know what that bayonet looks like. I think I caught one.
Because it's gray, has long ears, has a bit of a yellow tail, and a zipper mouth
Yep.
with those piercing red eyes.
I remember.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And the worst part about it is, it can't necessarily open its mouth, or also lets out all of its evil malevolence, just to possess something else.
Can it possess people in Pokemon? Bayonet, use possess.
Matter of fact, I'm actually going to expand that and go over just about any sentient item ghost Pokemon. Because you got like Sandy.
The one that's keys.
Wait, does Mimikyu technically count in that too?
In this case, no. Because that's his own life.
The Chandelier Pokemon.
Chandelure?
Chandelier, you mean the Pokemon that burns souls for fuel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whitlick.
Litwick
Yeah.
drains souls for fuel.
Liquid is adorable, though.
Yes, it is.
What about Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar?
Man, they're just whiffs.
Yeah.
But Gengar's the only one that's terrifying because that's literally supposed to be a doppelganger.
Yeah.
But,
You know the most terrifying Pokemon ever made is Ditto, though, right?
yes. But going back to what you said with Klefki, that is not a ghost at all. That's just a steel fairy type. However, something like Sandygas or Palossand, you know...
Sableye?
Huh?
Sableye?
No, Sandygast.
Is that something that turned into a freaking sandcastle?
That is the sandcastle, yeah.
I saw that in Sun.
Yeah. The Pokemon that just keeps, actually starts enthralling humans and other Pokemon to its will in order to pack more sand onto it so it can actually start taking dominion over the entire beach.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that steps inside it is gone forever.
Still haven't found that Pokemon.
Yeah, because you have to find a Sandygast on the beach. But it's a good Pokemon. It's a good wall.
I'm gonna find one.
Does Sableye technically count or no?
Sableye is a ghost, but it's not anything that actually worries that anyone has to really truly worry about. Although, however, its origin, however, is based on a 1956 Hopkinsville Goblin incident in Tennessee, where a family in Hopkinsville was actually reported to actually be terrorized by glowing orange aliens with piercing red eyes that started haunting them in the middle of the night, usually every single time on the dot for that entire week.
And then they helped to make some shoes.
No. I mean, the only thing that Pokemon, even they can really fear that Pokemon, is anything from Steven Universe, since it eats gems for fuel, for sustenance.
Thought you didn't like Steven Universe.
It's not a good show. I'm just saying, it can eat gems, so it can't be touched already because it's a ghost.
Yeah.
So,
Shit, there was one more.
Sableye from Steven Universe.
That I wanted to ask, but I can't remember what the name is. I can picture it, but I'll ask
Just describe the picture.
you.
You can do it, hon.
No, it's your turn anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought you were gonna talk about Pinhead next.
Yeah, I'll talk about Pinhead next.
Because I still haven't seen any of the Hellraiser movies.
She'll talk about it, and then I'll
Honestly-
rebut with what I think of Pinhead and why he's really boring.
Honestly, when I first saw those movies, I was actually terrified of Pinhead.
Because of his apparel.
No, because I'm actually into like those puzzles, so if I ever saw that box and something like that actually happened, I'd be terrified.
Then why would you touch the box?
Curiosity? That's why they touched it in the first place.
Yeah, but you know what Curiosity
It was
did?
not curiosity. It's not why they touched it.
Regardless, you know what Curiosity did to the cat?
Yes, I know.
But Satisfaction brought it back.
Yeah.
It's just in this case, it was brought back without any skin.
But the whole idea of the Cenobites is just... I don't know. It terrified me.
I wonder
It
how he
was
gets
one
a
of the ones that
haircut.
actually scared me.
You think Pinhead ever went to a barbershop and someone just had, like, just hammered the nails on his head and just shaped a mohawk for him?
That would have been funny.
I don't know.
I feel like 1 is definitely the better one, though.
Still
2's okay, but I think 1 is definitely better. Because the way that the box turns into it
Hell.
throws everything off.
Hmm.
Because it, turns its normal way, and then it, transfers into, a diamond rhombus shape, and it gets, horribly disfigured. And it takes even longer to put them back. It's just no.
The only thing when you said it like that, the only thing I think of right then was N from Pokemon. Because he
And
wears a keychain. He wears a keychain just like that on his belt.
Yes, he does.
Hmm.
It looks more like a Rubik's Cube, to be honest.
They know what you're doing.
I don't know. Ed might be a fan of Hellraiser.
Alright, Ty, your thoughts on Pinhead and then another
I love
monster.
Pinhead.
So Pinhead's really boring. The Cenobites themselves are cool, but because the whole idea of what the Cenobites are is that they are the embodiments of the most torturous pleasure in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only people who actually go after that box are insane BDSM people who have been told that it contains the greatest pleasure they could ever feel. Obviously, the only thing that could be pleasurable from that would be something hellish. So that's where that comes from.
But you just you don't like Pinhead because he's something of a
Boring?
ultimate dominatrix or something?
No, Pinhead's just boring. Of the first Cenobites, Pinhead's the most boring one.
Why?
Because it's like you look at all the other ones, you're like, oh, this guy just has needles in him.
Oh, design-wise?
Yeah. It's like the only reason people remember him is because he's the only one who could talk.
No, the others can talk too.
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Because
The girl with the she can
okay,
talk
yeah,
too.
she could, but most of the other ones really didn't have much speaking lines. It was the fans that are what made Pinhead an icon. Hell, Clive Barker, who directed and wrote the original story, hates the name Pinhead.
What was he originally supposed to be called? Xenocyte Bob?
No, the Cenobites didn't have names.
No, they didn't. They were
I'm gonna
just
call him
Cenobites.
Xenocyte Bob.
They're called Cenobites.
Cenobite Bob. Alright, what's your next monster?
Yeah, without spoilers, I'll just mention the Shadow from Fate Stay Night.
What's the Shadow?
The Shadow is essentially the embodiment of all the evils in the world, and its hunger is insatiable.
Kill it with fire?
Can't.
Kill it with light?
Can't.
Kill it with water?
Cannot. It eats magical energy and physical people.
What about physical fire started from a lighter?
Isn't gonna do anything.
Throw rocks at it.
Nope.
Blow on it.
No.
Drive over it.
No.
Show it Apocrypha.
Okay, that might actually do something.
Alright, so it's unkillable and whatnot?
I mean, it's not fully unkillable, but when it comes to most traditional means, it's a servants especially can't do anything to it.
Then how do you kill it? Show it Apocrypha like you said?
No.
Show it Saber with her hair down.
No.
Show it Rin with her hair up.
No. I mean, there was a character that came close to killing it,
Gilgamesh?
and then he turned around and forgot to double tap.
Oh. Gilgamesh?
Yep.
Is that why he's a dick in Unlimited Blade Works?
No. Because the Shadow is primarily is one of the primary forces in Heavenspiel.
Oh. Jeez.
Why no? Show Gilgamesh naked.
Well, in the visual novel, the Shadow initially runs from Gilgamesh because it's the only thing that shows up that it's actually afraid of. And he just about kills it, and is like, okay, I'm done here. And it just regenerates too fast.
Always double tap. That's
Yeah,
rule number 2, I think.
It takes Saber earlier in the route, but it's able to corrupt her and use her against everything else, like as a weapon. Same with it does it with Berserker. Gilgamesh, it's not able to do that with him because his ego is just that big. So it's just like when it swallows him, it's just like kill him now.
His ego is probably the biggest thing about Gilgamesh.
Well, Gilgamesh is one of the few characters that I think can actually back up said ego. So
I don't know what else I got. I don't think the idea of Frankenstein's monster is that terrifying.
I don't know.
did you ever read the original story?
No?
Then that explains why. But Frankenstein's monster was never a horror story to begin with. It was a sci-fi story.
Mary Shelley, thank you very much. Slam bam, thank you ma'am.
Then there's the Mummy, which is just the Mummy. Visible Man's not really that scary, more interesting.
Again, it's a sci-fi story that for some reason gets considered a monster story.
The only real scary...
That's because I think that's the scariest thing of all.
Oh, maybe Jekyll and Hyde.
I think that's like half sci-fi, half horror.
Yeah, but the idea of like someone's split personality taking full control and contorting their body to meet someone else's to meet their means. It's sort of like a possession.
More or less, because the whole premise of this experiment was to separate the good from the evil completely.
And instead, he ended up making one half good, one half evil, and they both swap at night.
More or less.
Oh, I know. Ghosts. Ghosts are evil, except for Moana's grandmother.
All ghosts are evil.
I know ghosts are evil.
You bigot.
Fine, I'll take back what I said about ghosts.
That's why cats would come to your house at night and stab me in the kidney.
Yeah, apologize to Steve.
I'm sorry, Steve. It's just, I know that you're not really scary, but you just scare people because we never know when you're gonna show up.
That just doesn't want guests dropping in.
Oh, I just love showing up uninvited.
Like herpes.
Or as you said in Crisis on Tours, like a herpes flare-up.
Very much.
I know I'm probably stealing from Lena's list, but I'm pretty sure Freddy Krueger is on her list.
He's my second one.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger's great. He's funny, he's intimidating, he's got a badass appearance.
And
The
most
idea
badass one-liners.
The idea of somebody killing you in your sleep is terrifying.
It is.
Yeah.
Freaking pedo.
Especially if you can't control your dreams.
No, the pedo was only in the
Well,
remake.
not even
Really? I
that.
thought it was actually an actual original.
No, he was just a murderer.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just a child killer.
I have to
Yeah,
thought
like-
about that one because they watched it way more than I have.
And there's a lot of people in real life who actually have, like, hold on.
Killed kids.
My turn. But no, who are actually terrified of dying in their sleep.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think, that's a really terrible way to go.
I believe you actually can die in your sleep.
You
too.
can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you
other
say
than
it's-
just the physical, I think you can die in dreams.
You can.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can.
like that's the reason that you wake
Wake up
when
right
you
before
fall.
you fall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your reflexes or your...
Yeah, because I believe it is true that if your brain
Thinks
does
that
not
it dies.
yeah, if your brain thinks it dies, it does die.
Yeah.
That was actually covered on 1,000 Ways to Die, actually.
Yeah.
And that's why you wake up right before you get killed in the dream, too.
I'm probably the
Oh, that whole thing became a very awesome concept for a video game.
I'm probably the most
Catherine.
concerned about... Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great. That was a great game. I was probably more mostly concerned about that because I either don't dream or I can't remember my dreams.
Yeah, you just can't. Everybody dreams, you just can't remember them.
Not all
Yeah.
the time, at least.
Half the time I remember them. The other 75% of the time I don't remember them. Alright. We went over Freddy Krueger, so Tristan, you're up.
Alright, going off of that one, A real life phenomenon that it really bugs the hell out of me.
What?
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ugh, I hate sleep paralysis. You're in your sleep, you want to get up, but you can't, no matter how hard you try. And it's just nerve-wracking because you don't know what could be actually going on around
Exactly.
you. Real thing.
Mm-hmm.
People suffer from it all the time. I know I do. I'm still trying to get over it.
You did?
Still do.
Wow. Sorry, dude.
Especially, it's worse when you're actually already sleep deprived.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it just starts locking you in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, it's a battle of will.
And it really is.
And I think we're done there since Tristan has named the greatest real-world monster of all.
Well, do you have another one to talk
Well,
about?
now first let's talk about Disney.
Well, I've got one last monster to talk about after
Sure.
that, but Lean, you talk about your monster, you talk about Disney, and then I'll go last.
I got one and a joke one.
All right, what's the other one, aside from sleep paralysis?
The joke one is food fight.
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying.
The real one, which I can kind of see, kind of get redemption, Uwe Boll.
No, there's no redemption for him.
No,
Apparently, he's actually a really damn good restaurateur.
Yeah, sure, but in literally every other aspect of life, he's a troll.
and an asshole. He literally challenged his critics to a boxing match to beat the ever.
challenged a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Again, Uwe Boll, a serious asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still willing to try out this restaurant. I heard it was really good.
Lean,
Yeah, I never want to talk to him in real life, though.
Never.
Oh, I don't want to. Anyway.
Lean, what's your last one?
You keep quiet on this. My number one is Wishmaster.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Wishmaster?
Mm-hmm.
Wishmaster's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because
The idea of
I
Jin
mean,
is
not
terrifying.
even just it's not even just him being
A
a
Jin.
funny character or anything. It's if you actually think about it, because when you think of somebody granting wishes for you, you think of it as an automatic good thing, right?
No,
Not really.
no, Genie and the Monkey's Paw and everything has made me, and the Holy Grail from Fate Stay Night have all told me, don't wish for things.
If-
or it ends badly.
Or if you have to
Judgment
wish,
from JoJo's.
or if you have to wish, choose your words carefully.
Well, the Monkey's Paw especially was like, no, it's only going to twist it.
Yeah. So you were talking about the Jin. Lean. The Jin.
Yeah. I was thinking from, another aspect,
What's the aspect?
like of just you don't know when he would actually take it.
That's
Because
true.
it could be like 10 seconds after you make your wish. It could be an hour after you make your wish.
Oh, the suspense that kills you, isn't it?
And besides, at the end, even if he doesn't take your soul right away, he'll come to collect it eventually.
At some point, yeah.
With everybody else's he's granted wishes for.
Yeah, on the idea of how long it takes for him to grant a wish, you automatically go to Wishmaster 2, where...
No, I remember I remember how Wishmaster worked. It's, anybody could wish for something, but it wasn't until the original person had finished their 3 wishes that he could take anybody's soul.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't know when he was going to take it.
I mean, we do because we're the audience.
Well, yeah. But
And we also know that it's never going to happen because they're never going to make that 3rd wish.
Yeah, but he can still torment the hell out of you and try and coerce you into making a 3rd wish.
Or just be hilarious and fuck with you like in Wishmaster 2.
Yeah.
I was once in a hole for 10,000 years. This should be a breeze.
Anything else to add, Lean, about Wishmaster?
No.
Who was his actor, by the way?
I can't remember his name. Because
An-
Wishmaster, once they got rid of him...
Andrew?
Something. It's Andrew and then his last name starts with a D. It's
I
Andrew
feel like
something.
3 and 4 had a completely different team working
It
on
did.
them in
It was a
general.
completely different person. That's
Because
why
I know it was
refused to
played
watch
by a
past
different
3.
person.
Yeah,
but
that's why I refused to watch past
I'm pretty
3.
sure like the writing team was also completely different because they do not feel like the same movie even
No,
remotely, and they
they're
feel
not.
infinitely worse.
That's why we only watch Wishmaster 1 and 2. Or
Yeah,
just
it's so
Wishmaster 2.
played
And
by
mostly
Andrew.
just 2.
Alright. if there's nothing else to add about the Djinn, aside from how it has encouraged so many stories about wish-making in the future.
Not really. It was
No,
just
the
a
legend,
part of
the
that.
legend of the Djinn.
No, it was just a part of that.
Oh. Well,
Again, monkey's paw and all that have existed for years.
The thing is, you can probably get around that by being as super technical and detailed in your wish as possible and just try to piss them off.
That's kind of what they do at the end of Wishmaster 1.
yeah.
It's like, she wishes for something that would change an event that would make it to where he never got summoned to begin with.
Yeah, I wish that,
I wish
The
that
guy
the dude wasn't drunk that day.
because then he would have never existed. He would have never been freed.
Yeah. So, on to Disney. Disney's evil.
Disney is the devil.
The truest form of horror in the world right now.
They are making way too many live action remakes, and they are just milking Marvel dry, and they ruined Star Wars, and
They're about to ruin Spider-Man. Or ruin the Spider-Man that we want. Damn it, I want more Spider-Man.
I don't
movies.
think Sony's going to sell.
They better
They're
not.
not stupid. That's the only thing they have left that makes money.
Yeah. And I think with that, my final scariest monster, it sort of bounces off what we were saying about Disney, but the worst evil, the most terrifying thing in the world is old white dudes.
What?
Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of monsters end up being old white dudes.
Yeah.
So.
That. And so, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the main thing, I would like shoehorn in maybe the antagonist of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean,
Dio?
Dio, Yoshikage Kira,
And Dio was a vampire.
Diavolo. They were all great. I can't wait to see Reverend Pucci. And the President of the United States in Part 7.
Oh, shit.
What?
There's one I was thinking of, but I can't think of his name.
Oh.
I mean, especially just like some of the antagonistic stands. Notorious B.I.G. is freaking terrifying. It says he can't destroy him. He's completely independent, even if his user gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
It eats anything. So, you got that going for you.
Yep.
Well, I think we're done here.
Yep.
Say farewell to everyone, you guys.
Annyeong.
Bye.
Bye.
Uri.